Okay, so we start off this machine with just kind of our simple IP address. So first thing we'll do is make a directory for it. So hack smarter cd into that, make a directory for nmap, and then we're now standard nmap scan default scripts for hosts. Save it to a file and then let it run. Whilst we're letting this run, it's always worth just kind of checking the basic things, so whether it has a HTTP server, etc. And if we just come here, proxy server is refusing connections, that could be because I've still got the vert proxy on. Refresh it and we get to an web account. Okay. Cool. Okay. It talks about some hackers and stuff. There's some kind of HTML form, and that basically seems to be about it. That being said, we do have output those, so we can open it in Sublime and now have a look at what we have. So we have 21 with an anonymous FTP login with credit cards we've pwned and a stolen passport, SSH, HTTP, and some SLRX1s there. SSL will be HTTPS, as well as C389 for remote desktop. About that. Alright, so my instant first bet is if we go check here with our IP address, and it was port 1311. Advanced, yes, we want to accept the risk, and we continue. We come to something different. Okay, interesting. Now we have an about a bit of this. We know that we're messing with Dell EMC Open Manage. But what else can we tell about this, if any? Doesn't appear to be anything. Kind of strange. Manage the web server, maybe? Server administrator? No. There, what if we try to load this about page again? Do we get anything? Doesn't look like... do we get anything? Strange. Okay. Well, we'll leave that for the time being. We missed something, maybe? Having a look through this, we can see that it's A-list to the target machine as hacksmartersec. So maybe if we try add it to our Etsy hosts like that, it will work. Let's have a look. Sec WQ. Make sure it's in there. It should be, yeah. Brilliant. Here we go. Here it's working now. Cool, brilliant. So we can see that it's using version 9.4.0.2. That's interesting. That's enough for us to now go and just kind of have a look, see if we can get this anywhere on Google. Not downloading Kali, CV. Path traversal. And server administrator file read. Okay, now this is interesting. Briefly having a little read over this. Tracked and then fixed in 2021. Okay, interesting. So we're actually going to be looking at this, whether there's a bypass for this. Interesting, so we're looking for a 2021. Yeah, brilliant. Prompt to read files from, alright. Oh, so this is a proof of concept for both vulnerabilities. Okay, brilliant. Right, let's have a read about what this actually does. Communication bypass, okay, authentication bypass even, sorry. Alright, fine. So when it was originally described, it was said it wasn't a vulnerability. All right, that's fine. Then we're bypassing it. Okay. So it may actually be vulnerable to CG 2021, 21514 instead of 20 vulnerability. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take this. Okay, brilliant. So we are just gonna take this, and we're gonna go from there with this. Clone this into our directory. No, we're not apparently. Why not? Fine. We'll just come over here. Download the file itself when we can. Brilliant, because I don't think there's actually... No, there's readme and a GIF, that's fine. So then we can move the file from our downloads folder. A little bit like that, and then the usage to get this to work. Our IP address, and then the target IP and the target port. Great, so once again this is shown to be running on 1311, which is what we want. So then we can just come over here, type properly. Our IP address is 10.8.61.246, and the target IP address is hacksmartsec:1311. Run this, and then we are on. It doesn't appear that it quite liked us trying to run Who Am I, so maybe we can only just open files. Yeah, it's giving us some kind of error. Okay, first kind of thing we can just double check to see whether this has worked. Is the Windows install file. I still don't have a backward slash, so I'm just gonna get one of those. Okay. We just kind of into where it should be. We can see whether this has worked. Nope, doesn't really like that either. Then strange. What are we doing wrong? Okay, fine. Okay, it's giving us some kind of code. Content of that file, not liking that either. Maybe it needs to be capital. No, still not liking it. Okay, that's strange. Odd. I must be honest. Let's just try look for some kind of file then. We know that it's going to be located hacksmartsec kind of folder, and the file path for this, hopefully, fingers crossed, should be inetpub internet public www.root, which is just www data, but the equivalent on a Windows machine, hacksmartsec, and then look for a web config, hopefully. No, it still doesn't like it. Okay, clearly it's not liking something that we're doing here. So we're gonna exit out, see whether we can ping the machine still. It still can. Try relaunch it, maybe. Copy it over from my notes just to see whether that helps. Nope, and it's still not liking. Alright. What are you not liking? The issue I appear to be having is that in previous times when I've tried to run this command, I've been using 611, which obviously isn't my IP address. May now be broken, and I need to restart it to get this to work. So we're going to be back in a minute. Alright, so that solved it. Restarting the box seems to have fixed what we were doing. So like we were talking about, we can just come here, then come over, put HackSmart a sec in there, and that has given us some credentials. That is bloody brilliant. We'll come over here, make a new terminal, go into the HackSmart, make some notes. So we have some credentials there and there. Try SSH in maybe? Hack smart a sec. Maybe. Maybe not. We can just replace that with an IP. Oh, Jesus. Right, yeah. 253, 188. Yeah, seems to like it. Then come over here, copy the password. And we are in. Who am I? Lovely. Because we're on a Windows shell, we need to be using come into here and we have user.txt. Brilliant. Now, as on Windows boxes, this doesn't appear like it's going to be an AD machine. So we're just going to see. It looks to be everything from my old machine that's been copied over. Brilliant. Do we have privesc check script? Do even better. Shame I can't type today. Build PS1 privesc check 1. Smashing, brilliant. So we're just going to host a server like this. Then we can perform a request. First off, probably get something to PowerShell, which should just be as easy as PowerShell. There we go, brilliant. And then we can perform a curl request to 10.8.61.246. So that's privesc. If I can type privesc check ps1 and then output it to just yes, privesc check sure .ps1 grabs it, brilliant. We do dir again, or we can do ls now. Smashing, brilliant. So then I cannot actually remember how to invoke it. Check on privesc check GitHub. Back over here. Yeah. Checks only. Smash in. Get it into here. Change it a little bit. Case. Yeah, all in lowercase. Run this and then I guess we'll see what it comes up with. Hopefully it works first of all. Could take a couple minutes, so back in a sec. Alright, since it's starting to output, we can have a look at kind of what comes up. Yes, we're as the Tyler user, that's fine. We can do some recon. Quite a few accounts. Got a privilege escalation here. Interesting. Information not vulnerable, that's fine. Privilege escalation for non-default services. We have some Amazon things. Server administrator. We have a spoofer scheduler. Okay, could be interesting. Located in this directory. See whether we're still in this. We are still in this. Okay, great. And we're out. Come over here. We can go and have a look in this directory. Hopefully. Alexis. Okay, it's just running a little slow. That's fine. Oh, here we are. Come into here and then it was spoofer. And then let's see if we can. Do we have touch? No. If we just echo something to a file. We can write in this directory. That's good. Interesting. Okay. Now if we can get something that runs in here, we should be okay. This being said, I imagine we're gonna have some kind of Windows Defender that we need to bypass. So this isn't going to be as simple as just kind of loading like Mimikatz or something, and then everything's going to be okay. This is going to be a little more complicated. Let's see if we can go back up far enough to see what it was. Status vulnerable high, spoofer scheduler. So, if we can write an executable to this, have full kind of power. Okay, interesting. Now, I have heard of something before. I believe it may still bypass the Windows Defender at the minute. It's called Nim Reverse Shell. We can come over here, and sure enough, we do have it. First thing that we're going to want to do, clone this onto our Kali machine. Come over here, we'll clone this onto our Kali machine. Make this a little bigger, go to boxes, and then we're doing hack smart. Come over here, git clone this. That's not what we want. Git clone, try it again. Here we go. Cloned it into this directory. Run the command that tells us to run, basically. We need to install nim first. That's absolutely fine. And we should just be able to leave that to run. Hopefully built, and yes, it's made us a shell called a revshell.exe. Cool, brilliant. Now, we're going to want to rename this to the spoofer. What are we looking for? I'm going to guess it's spoofer scheduler, I believe. Just having a check on my notes, is the spoofer scheduler, just to save us a bit of time. So we'll come over here, we'll change this from revshell.exe to spoofer scheduler.exe. Double checking that it has the same name, which is what we want. Now, what this spoofer scheduler will do is it will kind of act like a cron job. It will run periodically, but it will also run as a service. So what we can do is we can run this as a service, which will then give us a reverse shell, and as such give us root. Now, as you're running this machine, if you hadn't run it before, or if you weren't kind of aware that it already has a service running, you may just kind of upload this and replace it in this directory, and then kind of wonder where your reverse shell is. However, what we need to know is that a spoofer scheduler service is currently running, and we're going to need to stop that. So first thing we'll do is we'll come up over here and we'll come out of our PowerShell. After that, we're going to want to stop the service that is running, which is spoofer scheduler, like this. We can see that it's got to stop pending, and then check whether it has stopped. It should have, but just to be sure, query it has stopped. Brilliant. Now we can upload our own file into the directory when we get there. Yeah, ls won't work, and then into spoofer. Then we come over here, start our reverse shell once again. Yeah, so we'll come over here. Sorry, completely lost my train of thought. Come over here, start our reverse shell, and then 10.8.61.246 / spoofer scheduler .exe. Copy it over. We haven't given it a file to output to. Probably important. Spoofer scheduler .exe. Bang, brilliant, and it copies over nice and easy. Now, we're going to want to stop our HTTP connection and start our reverse shell listener, which is on port 80 for this to work, as I believe it tells us somewhere. Very possible that it doesn't, which is fine. And then we'll come over here and we just need to get ready to start our service. Now, how this will work is it's gonna check, find our file that we have uploaded into the spoofer folder, it'll find this spoofer scheduler service that it believes is the real thing, because it's running on a port that has been authorized in the form of port 80. It's not doing anything malicious. It appears to be the same, and it should hopefully just do it. So we run this, and hopefully any second now should get our reverse shell. And that has not worked. Okay. Just gonna have a look in this directory, see what size of it is. Last modified today, about 2 minutes ago. That looks okay. Spoofer scheduler, make sure we've done it properly. We'll try it again, see if it was weird error. I don't think it will be some kind of weird error. This will be the problem, is we haven't changed some of these things. That would do it. Always a good idea to actually kind of read what we're doing. Yeah, no wonder it's not working. 10.861.246. We set it to port 8 because we know port 8 is allowed. We know it's not going to raise any suspicions. And then we will need to build it again. So we can come back here. Run this again, and it'll output something called that. Yeah. Run this, bang, we have our spoofer scheduler. Start our HTTP server. Back into PowerShell. Curl our file, 861.246. Slash spoofer scheduler. Not going to work because it's not 61, it's 6. Great, that copies it over, this updates it. Then we can come over here because we sent it to port 80 because we don't want to raise any suspicions. We'll come over here, sc start spoofer scheduler. That starts our service. Doesn't like it because we're in PowerShell. Run it out here, and we have our connection. Who am I? Enter your authority system. Check the directory of where we are. That looks pretty good. Once we're there, we'll go to Windows, and we'll see if we can access the administrator. See whether there's anything else to this. Doesn't look like it. CD into the desktop. Check the directory, and we have hacking targets. That gives us both answers to the challenge and goes over this machine. Brilliant.